for ensuring the smooth running of this ship this afternoon. Now, as I was saying, all these conversations and deliberations have had one goal in mind: to transform Botswana into a regional tourism and business hub. Also, to connect our travel and tourism sectors with investors and global tourism leaders. This summit has been the conduit to deals being brokered between businesses, with deal rooms and, the project presentations that we saw earlier happening within this very summit, the fruits of which we surely will see in the not too distant future. It is in this spirit that we continue the afternoon with more dialogue and ideas exchange. Please allow me to call on stage Carmen Roberts, who, according to her, has produced a program aboard the world's longest flight, filmed on board the world's largest cruise ship, gone behind the scenes of the world's most efficient high-speed train service in Japan, and reported from one of the world's most secretive countries in North Korea. Now, what I cannot wait to do is to read what blurb she will have about traveling and moderating a business summit in harsh Botswana heat. If we're talking about the job, talking on the job peak challenges, others I just mentioned seem to pale in comparison. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on stage our moderator, who's been very key in steering most of our conversations this afternoon, Carmen Roberts, who is a travel writer, presenter, and broadcaster for the BBC, and she will lead us into our conversations. Welcome on stage, Carmen.
Thank you very much. What an introduction. Surely you're all getting sick of that by now. So welcome back to our Dragon's Den style session. If you were here yesterday afternoon or this morning, you'll know that the next session is a slight departure from our usual programming. We'll be showcasing the entrepreneurs and their projects that are looking for that crucial funding, investment, or partnerships to get their projects off the ground. We'll be allowing these entrepreneurs to present their projects, a brief elevator pitch, if you like, only 3 minutes, before our panel of experts, who I'll introduce very soon. In turn, our panel of experts will be grilling them and asking them some searching questions to test their business models. So let's get underway. Let me introduce our esteemed panel of experts. First up, we have Gerald Lawless, WTTC ambassador and former president, and also CEO of Jumeirah Groups. He knows his hotels. Thank you, Gerald. Okay, former CEO, sorry. The comma was in the wrong spot. Now, also, Gobus Samang Kabine, CEO of Corporate Nexus. Is Mr. Kabine back from lunch, or is he still at lunch? Perhaps he's still at lunch. Okay, we also have Cuthbert and Kube, the executive chairman of the African Tourist Board. Please welcome Cuthbert. Thank you. So now on to our presentations. We have 12 projects that we're going to try and whip through this afternoon. And in this session, the brains behind each project will give a brief 3-minute pitch. Now, let me remind you, this is live streamed all around the world. So please be succinct, and I'm going to be timing you, and I've finally got my alarm bell ringing so that you'll get a buzzer that rings when your 3 minutes is up. Okay, so let's get underway. The first of our entrepreneurial hopefuls is a hotel near the airport area in Maun. And this will be presented by Victor Sabina, the director and founder of Hotel 430 Proprietary Limited. Is Victor here? Okay, maybe we'll come back to that. Maybe Victor's still at lunch. Next up is Shalakwe Hills Inn, B&B, by Gloria Museki and Gabadzo Museki, director of Shalakwe Hills Inn Resort. Thank you very much. Okay. We have the clicker. Here we go. For your presentation. Okay. Good luck. I'll be timing you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Teboho, representing the company called Iti Mageba Tours, dealing with the sightseeing city tours. This is Iti Mageba Tours. This is my project is called Iti Mageba Tours. I will explain what is Mageba when time allows. Just because we don't have time, I will not go straight into explaining what Mageba is all about. This is us, we offering excursions in GICC. Iti Mageba Tours is an initiative to promote the city that was built after diamond discovery as a destination. We propose for the investor to partner with us with a 10 million Pula loan to expand this massive profit-making worldwide business. To buy 4 modified trucks, 4 double-deck buses, install ticket system, selling system, salaries, bills, rent, office equipment, and others. To tour run in opposite direction and buses when weather is bad, including when we have long safari trips to Maung, Kasane, etc. Other services we offer, the traditional games. During our trips, the ladies and gentlemen will have to also make sure that people are not getting bored with everywhere they'll be going. Sometimes they will be where we'll be hosting events like whereby they will be hosting. We'll be offering traditional games. As you know, that as Botswana we have traditional games. We'll be also offering tour and camping services whereby now we can take people outside the city and they spend a weekend with them, just like that, there and there. The packages we'll be having, we are having the Gaborone City Tours, which covers Gaborone, 3 chiefs, government enclave, Tapong, Art, Gabs City, Gaborone Game Reserve, Gabs, Dam Old Naledi as lunch stop, whereby we'll be enjoying our lunch at Mafita Kosi in order to leave something also for the community, to boost the community. Our second package is the Pelagano Habani, Kulubing Bahuruti Cultural Village, as a lunch stop also. Manyana Rock Paintings, that is where we'll be continuing, where we are going. Covering all main shopping complexes, another another package, like whereby maybe someone wants to go around the shopping complex, shopping and doing, so whatever you'll be doing during the weekend and also during the week, like Airport Junction, Game City, Rail Park, River Walk, Main Mall, BBS, etc. Kids weekend excursion engagement trips. Also during the day, you know, guys, children are getting bored to spend the time at home every day. Monday to Friday. So now what we are doing, during the weekend, we are taking kids outside to go and give them a different experience when it comes to life. We also have a corporate package. Corporate package, it covers international visitors, also the locals who are more into business. Like we'll be also taking them to BIC, CBD, BITC, Diamond Park, BDC, ETC, just to show them what our developments are all about, or this companies or organizations, what they are doing. We'll be also having overnight camping in parks and reserve tours. This is us at the National Parliament. You can see. This is us also. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much. Thank you for keeping to time. That was great. Do we have any questions from our panel of experts? I see Gerald Lawless grabbing his microphone there.
Thank you very much. Very interesting. I'd really like to understand a little bit of your financials in terms of you're looking for this investment. In dollars, that would be what, about 1 million?
10 million, sir.
Sorry?
Can I,
In dollars?
no, in pulas. It's fine as in pulas, yes.
Okay. No, but really the question, because from your presentation, what are your financials? What do you expect, you know, how much money can the company make? What would be the return? How much do you need to borrow versus the actual income, the revenue, and the overall equity, debt equity?
Okay, thank you, sir. I'm glad because when I talk about my project, I'm not dreaming. I'm talking of something that I've been doing for about 5 years, that I know that the challenges and all those things. It will be not very difficult for us to make money. Why? Because, let me give you a typical sample. The school has about standard 7s, grade 7 children who want to go for a trip, educational trip. They are about 200, and we are using one modified truck. They cancel the trip. Why? Because the students or the kids, they want the truck. They don't want something that is new, that they are always using daily at home. They want a different experience. So it will not, like I've shown that we have packages, different packages with flyers to let people know where we're taking them and all those things. With that, it tells me that, you know, we can make money.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions?
Thank you so
Yes,
much.
thank you, Carl.
Very good concept note. The capital injection you're looking for, is it for expansion purposes on your project?
Thank you so much, sir. Currently, we operate since 20, it's a self-funded project that I established on 2014. And we started fully operation on 2015 after being licensed and registered legally. So then we are operating with one truck currently. Also, it's like you see, it's a Bedford and old style thing, you know. So then it was just we want to expand the project because one truck is also an old truck. It's not cannot work 24/7 like that. There and there we experience breakdowns there, and that is why we want new machines to run past our project.
You are the sole proprietor of the business?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Quick one. Obviously, you are looking for expansion. And I think the question that was posed was, what is your anticipated revenues? What is the length of time of the loan or investment that you want to see? Are you looking at equity investment or just a pure straightforward loan?
Okay, thank you, sir. Looking at what we'll be offering, we can make a lot of money. As you know, the Sightseeing City Tours is an international concept, making money around the world, like London, Cape Town, and all those other countries, cities. So now, where we are going to make money, here's the secret. We are not supposed to wait for the bookings to say we want to go there and there. I've already talked to the Ministry of Transport, so that we have a route like in other countries, in other cities, whereby now the trucks, when there are 4 or 3, they will be following each other on times. You see, unlike when now it's packed and it's not getting enough money. So now it will be working the whole day, which means I think we can make a lot of money, whereby maybe in a year we can make about even 100,000, more than 100,000, we can get it. Yes. Yes. Right? That's...
We'll talk behind the scenes. I like it. Okay, maybe you can meet up later. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
ladies and gentlemen, I'm that side by the deal room. We can go and make a deal there. I'm waiting for you. A lot of them will
Excellent.
talk about them, you know, like that.
Great. Wheeling and dealing. Apologies, that was the expansion of Itse Megeba Tours by Mr. Kagodi. So let's now go to Shalakwe Hills Inn and B&B by the Maseki family. Have we got the Maseki family here? Mr. Maseki? Okay. please come and take the stage and talk about Shalakwe Hills in B&B. Okay, sorry, I've messed up the order again. Everyone keeps changing the order on me. Okay, well, while you're here, oh, sorry, okay, we've got to change. Sorry, which one? Which one is it, though? Are we hotel near the airport? Are we the hotel near Maun? 4:30? Oh, okay, Shire She Eco Luxury Resorts. Apologies. Okay, the slides are being prepared for Shire She Eco Luxury Resort, and please welcome Mr. Boloko to come through. Botoloko. Okay, my goodness. Okay. Oh, okay. Mr. Oteng Legoe? Legoe. Apologies. So, Mr. Legoe, please take it away and let us hear all about Shire She Eco Luxury Resort. I'll be timing.
The wait is
I was
over.
told the other one.
Shire She Eco Luxury Resort, a destination where expectation meets experience. Imagine having the best of both worlds, where serene natural gardens meet you at your most comfortable corner of Mother Earth, where water meets land and vegetation nourishes all living things. SSE Luxury Resort offers an indulgent range of luxury accommodation and wellness services, locally owned with globally thrilling cultural experiences. SSE guests will enjoy mingling with the locals in activities which cultivate cooperation and compassion that leaves no space for poverty. SSE travel packages are wrapped in daily co-creating and coexistence activities, such as tours to the Mountain of Trade, Domboshaba, to learn about local underpinnings of indigenous knowledge and practices. Shire She Eco Luxury Resort has packaged the best of Botswana's real treasure, its people, culture, and nature. To the lone traveler, the madly in love, and the adventurous tourist, welcome to Shire She Eco Luxury Resort, where expectation meets experience.
Afternoon, in a nutshell, that's who we are. So I will go through the presentation very quickly just to highlight who we are and what to do. This is where we are. We are accessible via A1. Next to, not very far from Francistown, those who know Francistown better. And then at the red circle, that is our position in the dam, or our position in the dam is there, and that's the measurements. That's how the layout is like, how we are going to be accessed. You branch off A1 and go to the back of the dam. That's further details showing just about where each of the facilities would be. We have the tented luxury tents. This is too fast. Luxury tents, the admin, the lodge, the tented accommodation, and the wellness center. Okay, thank you. This is low density, so there will be the hotel, and that's the layout of the hotel. And those are the offices and everything, with a restaurant and a conference facility. Everything is located according to those numbers, where 5 is, 6 is. Next is the villas, and that's the layout of the villas in the place. You've seen where they are located in the area, but that's how the layout is. And we have a pictorial. Next. And then next is the wellness center. The wellness center will also offer several it will also offer several activities, including your hydrotherapy, treatment, meditation, sauna, and other facilities. And also, this is to show you how the layout will be and where each of these facilities will be located in the wellness center. There's going to be a swimming pool as well. And then the luxury tent, that's typically how it will look like. This is at a concept level, so these may be modified a bit. And then in the next suite, we have tree houses, and that's how they will be looking like. And in a nutshell, those are the 3 different facilities. There are other associated activities that are associated with this, like you have seen in the video, the cultural aspect of it. So we're very much interested into giving back to the communities, and the eco-luxury will also be strong in the water sector to reduce the amount of water that we use, as well as the nature.
The wait is over. Shayashe Eco Luxury Resort, a destination where expectation
this is what we started
meets
with.
Experience. Imagine having the best of both worlds, where serene.
That was the same as the first one.
Yeah, it's the same.
Excellent. Thank you so much. I really like those tree houses. They look very iconic.
Thank you.
Okay, our panel of experts. Who would like to go first? Cuthbert?
Yes, how far is it from Francistown, and in terms of accessibility, infrastructure development, have you taken that into account? Yes, accessibility.
Yeah, it's not very far from Francistown, and along the A1, it's a quick one. But by default, we want it to be a bit adventurous, so you access it via Mandunyane, and to the back. You access it from the back, not from the front end of the dam or the embankment side. You go through there are motorable tracks at the back and rivers to cross. It's a bit of fun to get there, because one of the visits we made was during the rain, so it's a bit of a tricky one.
Okay, so you can only access through your 4x4s. And what is your capital expectation injection?
We're looking at 5 million. USD, and this project is also likely to, we intended to phase it so that it is not like the bulk of the money all at once. And also, it will be useful to do that, to take into account what was earlier mentioned. I picked that it's important to get the stats, because it will be a new operation. It will be very important also to get real data from the initial phase and use it as an input into the next phases. Yeah.
Okay. Any more questions? Oh,
Yeah.
Mr. Kabine.
Following on what my colleague said, are you looking at a pure financial investment, or you are looking at equity acquisition? If I come with the 5 million, are you prepared to give me shares? And
Yes.
if you are, what shares are you willing to offer?
We are willing to give equity, and the ideal would be not to offer much over 50% if we have to go up beyond 50%. We want to retain a good portion. Okay. It's actually, Shayashe is a consortium of various companies, so we want to retain.
Okay. If it's pure investment, cash, loan fund, what is the repayment period that you anticipate?
It will not be fixed. Like I said, it's likely to be phased. But the period of the lease would be 15, the first 15, followed by a renewable another 15 years. And expectation is that within those 15 years, it has to be returned.
My last point. This one is a comment, it's not a question. Investors sitting here, my friend, unlike your Cedars, and probably your commercial banks, any investor sitting here, 15 years is too long a borrowing time. It will either destroy you by interest, or end, he's not very keen because he needs to invest 5 years max and move to another investment. So go and rethink this and see how you can best do it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, great, thank you. And Gerald just has one last question.
Just a quick question.
Quick
Maybe
question.
I missed it, but how many rooms in total? How many actual rooms?
Hey, I didn't go into that. We're looking at 100 beds capacity.
100 beds?
Yeah.
And villas? That's including the villas?
10 villas.
10 villas. So it's 100 plus 10 plus the tree house.
And the tree houses and the tent.
And how much is the total capital cost of doing it?
Of?
The total capital cost. How much in total will it cost to build it?
Of the villa?
No. How much will it cost?
Hey, the total. We estimated at 110 million pula. I said 5 million USD. So
you're comfortable, you've checked out that, you've done your feasibility, that is practical, that you can do it for that amount?
That's where the phasing and data gathering comes in, so that we get to know better.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. That's great. And finally, sorry, I've mentioned this 3 times now, Shalakwe Hills. Mr. Moseki, please come up. We got there eventually. I will start the timer on 3 minutes and you'll hear the bell.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I'm Gabazu Museki. I'm presenting on behalf of Shalakwe Hills, and I'm presenting a project that is currently in Kasani. In this project, we are actually developing a product. It's a product development project, and this product that we're developing, we are going to be calling it Shalakwe. And we are viewing hospitality as not being homogeneous, and rather we are seeing it as being heterogeneous. So meaning that there are many different products that we can have that can be consumed. And we want to have that product that we can then say, this is a Botswana product. Whenever you go, we would find Shalakwe maybe in Zimbabwe, somewhere else, somebody would know it comes from Zimbabwe, like any other names that we know in the hospitality. This is going to be using the lean. It's a lean startup, and as a lean startup, we are looking at building, measuring, learning. We are actually building a minimum viable product, the one that we can say, okay, people can consume at a certain level. And then we say then that as a minimum viable product, customers don't know what product they want. So with a minimum viable product, the customers are going to help us define the product that they want. We do that, like it was said earlier on, through experimentation, rapid experimentation, interactive product development, where we interact with those who come to consume the product and say, why can't you add this? I need this. This room could be good if it was like this. And then this is how we collect the data, and then we factor it into our development. That is, we do the continuous development. We have started that with a project we started our first facility in Tlokweng, and now we are running 7 rooms in Kasani, which is going on very well. And then we are doing the other minimum viable product that we want to be. Our second phase is in Kazungula. Through the development of the product, we have realized that our consumers need rooms that can let them outside. They don't need rooms that they go inside the whole block. They want something that can that can lead them outside. And we have realized also that they've got different preferences in terms of like beds, room style, and the like, and then people would choose to be there because of a specific room or a shower, a bathtub, or what kind of a bathroom that you have. And then we are factoring those in to say a complete product must provide for such a kind of a package. And then now in our Kazungula facility, we have developed a standard room. We've done a family room, and then we've done a swimming pool as they want it. Now, on the left-hand side, the right-hand side, and on the open space, this is the part that we want to develop. And as you can see, we've got a family room, which is a modern room. And then on the other side, we are getting a variety of rooms. We want when 4 people come in, and each one should find what their best fit, to say, this is the kind that I would want to be in, still within the same facility. Not to say, oh guys, I'm going to go somewhere else and leave you here because I want this kind of a facility while you are here. So we are able to keep such people. So this is what we are presenting now and developing as a product. And as a product, it will become standard and people would associate whatever they consume with the name of Shalakwe. And when we, this is how our product composition is like, is the standard room, the family room, and then that. And then when we account that, accounting for the development of those other ones, we can see that, yes, we can get money to start and complete the product in 3 years. And then after 3 years, we repay the fund and then be able to start making profit where you can see the green one. Even though those ones is profit also, but more profit can be achieved there. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. That's great. Who would like to go first in our panel of experts? Or Cuthbert's quick off the mic.
Thank you so much. What excites me with all the projects that have been presented is the authenticity and preservation of destination's uniqueness. And I believe that very good concept. And then in terms of your capital injection, what are you looking at? I know that you're saying the repayment period, you're looking at a period of 3 years. What are you looking at in terms of dollars and pullers?
This is a product development process. And as a product development process, we are not at its implementation where we would say it is fully fledged. Now, I would look at the money that would be able to take it to the second phase. Like in this case, we are looking at around $1 million that will be able to complete these other 4 structures. And then allow it to go into the other. And then the value that it would create after it has those, then it would put it in a position to be able to negotiate and request for more money as an equal partner, not requesting from a lower stand. So this is how we want to develop it.
Okay, thank you. All right, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, thank you.
Excellent. Next up, we have the expansion of Yibo Travel. Yibo, sorry if I've pronounced it wrong. Yibo Travel and Tours, presented by the Managing Director, Boago LC Moswegu. Sorry, I've really messed up your name, haven't I? I do apologize, but you look amazing.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Good afternoon. My name is Elsie. I come from Yibo Travel and Tours. We are a travel agency based in Gaborone. We are rightly placed at Sasrazakama International Airport. That's where our office is. We deal with anything to do with your travel, be it your accommodation booking, your tours and safari, your visa applications. We can help BITC if they are there. We do your team building activities, and we also do domestic and international ticketing. We are here asking for 5 million pula. We want to expand. We want to buy 2 boats and 2 vehicles. Everybody is conscious about environment these days, so we want to do green boating. We want to buy a boat that it's going to use solar or electricity. Yeah, and we want to introduce, we'll be buying a luxury boat, a 150-seater, which will be the biggest in Kasani. And this boat will be doing your conferencing in it. We'll be doing a restaurant in it. And yeah, thank you. Thank you. So we are looking for 5 million and 25% equity. Thank you.
Thank you, Elsie. You have made my day. I was getting worried that all the presentations and the concepts that have been presented, only our brothers who have been presenting. I was thinking that where are our sisters?
We are here. Ladies,
yes.
Are you there?
Right. If I may ask, what is your current turnover in your business as you are looking for expansion?
We currently don't have any boat. We are sub-hiring. We are based in Gaborone and we do the activities in Kasani. And it's not easy. I won't go much into figures. Okay. Those who need figures, we can send the full proposal. But yeah, we're getting something.
All right. I just wanted to get comfort as a prospective investor to say you're currently running your business. How is it run? Will I be comfortable if I have to inject my capital? But never mind. Thank you so much. Have you thought of collaborating with other existing businesses?
We have been doing that. But now we want something for ourselves and something different.
If I may ask you as well, you seem to have quite a large amount of activities. You also do the travel side, inbound travel.
So we also do what?
In your presentation, you seem to have a large amount of activities already.
Yes.
So your organization handles the full circle of travel.
Yes.
Right. So what kind of I know you've gone through, but what kind of total revenue have you now in the current operation?
That's a difficult question. I'm not really.
Yeah, no, don't worry about it. It's okay. It's just I'm just trying to get an overall picture myself. Not a problem at all. But because it does sound very interesting, and I'm very impressed that you want to do the electronic boating, and I'm sure it would be very. But 150-seater, is that what you said for the boat? 150 people?
Yes, 150 people.
Oh, very done. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I won't be tough because I've been in that business for 30 years, so I know exactly what you are thinking. You and I will agree that in a lot of ways, the boat is new business to you. Your focus is the travel agency more than anything. But you know, just an idea. I was in Shakawe in July, and I was looking at how totally unutilized that part of the world is in terms of tourism. But it's one of the most beautiful places. We're all putting our efforts go Kasane, yet the Okovango River that side is great. And I was going to actually talk to Honorable Minister Karen. I haven't done it yet when I came from there, because there are 3 platoons that were used to cross the river before they made that lovely bridge. That I would like you to go and talk to Minister before me. See if she can get you those and create 3 things. One is pure restaurant, floating restaurant. 2 is your normal cruise boat for sightseeing. Unfortunately, there are not many animals there, so you'll have to decide what people are seeing there. Do think about that, because my thinking for you is this. As you do your inbound travel booking and domestic booking, send people there. Get Air Botswana to now start flying you to Shakawe, so that you can now start a virgin market. That's all I can say.
Thank you so much. From our project, yes, we are eyeing Ngasani and Shakawe. It's in the project. Thank you so much.
Great, some good ideas there to take on board, and thank you for going to time. You were the first person to meet the time limit. Woohoo! Okay, so next up, we've got the development of a horticultural farm, hotel and camping site. And this project will be presented by William Bande, who is the Operations Director of Octagon Distributors. Thank you.
Afternoon. Dumelang, Mamuka. First of all, I would like to thank the Botswana Tourism for giving us this opportunity to be here today to showcase what we've been cooking behind the scenes. Well, Octagon Consortium is a business that aspires to go into the tourism market, and the Tourism Consortium has already secured land. Octagon Consortium has a 19-hectare plot, which is located about 12 kilometers from the Mau city center. So this land is to be developed into a campsite, a hotel, a beauty spa, and we also plan to do educational tours, agricultural educational tours for school children from primary to tertiary. And we also plan on coming up with a horticulture farm that will be able to produce food that can be sold to the immediate community of Mau and further to the rest of the country. Aligning that with our activities, we also would like to incorporate travel activities that will include mobile safaris, camel rides, horse rides, boat cruises, scenic flights, just to mention a few. We are looking at securing the international market from all over the world. And from this development, we are looking at an initial investment of about $2.5 million to develop the facility. We would like this to be a partnership, not a loan, in which the shares can be discussed with the investors once anyone is interested in this project. So this project will also incorporate green technology. We intend to use solar systems for lighting our like our facilities, the buildings. We would also like to use green technology, like to do the lighting up and stuff. And we also have the privilege to have access of elephants which pass through the site. So we intend on making a pond where elephants can be able to stop by and have a bath while our guests enjoy the scenery of the wildlife there. Yes. So in a nutshell, that's what Octagon Consortium is about. Thank you very much.
Could I just ask quickly, what would be the maximum equity, like partnership you would give? Like, would it be 20%, 30%, 40%? Would you allow yourselves to be in a minority?
Well, we were looking at giving out 40% shareholding. 40%. Yeah.
Any other questions? Oh, yes, Mr. Nkube.
And the capacity of your facility? What are you looking at?
In terms of?
How many rooms?
Okay, we are going to have 10 tented camps and 100 rooms.
Okay.
For the hotel.
That's brilliant. I love your agriculture component. I want to see, well, that's a bonus. A presentation where we would say, we are going to create cooperatives. And your market are these big conglomerate organizations. We need to see Botswana supplying food supply in these hotels. We need to see Botswana supplying even rice, locally branded or regional, supplying in all the outlets. And that's the idea when you look at the intra-Africa trade, to say, how do we start to appreciate and tap in on opportunities that we have as Africans? With 90 hectares of land, you can do so much to develop it into a hub of this region. Thank you so much.
Yes, and I think just to add on top, our main focus again was to create employment for the youth. So by coming up with this agriculture activities, we are bringing people to make a living by making their own food, and also encouraging the use of green technology and solar systems.
Great. Gerald Lawless.
And just to ask, because I'm not familiar with the construction costs and everything in this country, are you confident that you can do all this construction for $2.5 million?
Well, our design is at concept stage, and our estimations give us that figure, which we anticipate can be enough to complete the construction.
Great. Thank you very much. Sounds like an exciting project. Thank you. So our next presentation will be joining us virtually. It is a state-of-the-art hospitality facility, and it will be presented by Christine Mutabelezi, who is the Managing Director of Iswiza Rest Camp. Welcome, Christine. You have 3 minutes. Oh, hold on, let's get the audio. Hello, are you on mute? Hello? Unmute.
Hello, can you hear me?
Oh, excellent.
Hi.
We can hear you now. Wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you. Right. My name is Christine Mutabelezi from Iswiza, providing my presentation of Iswiza Rest Camp. Okay, it's a travel agency based in Kasane and a tour operator as well. We provide travel agency, accommodation, tourist transfer, game viewing, mobile camping safaris, and fishing services to our clients. It's a delicious of establishing and running a bush camp project in the game reach of Kachikau. And it's between Kachikau and Kavimba village. Okay? With a passion for sustainable conservation, cultural exchange, community empowerment, and environmental management. An owner-managed enterprise that views customers, service, and public relations as the key to success. Okay? We are a one-stop shop that offers off-site tourism services to one that on and off-site services. And we are planning to develop a unique hospitality facility in the Game Reach area of Kachikau in the Chobe West Enclave. And that will be providing or cater for the 4x4 trackers that drive in a dirty road between Maun and Kasane to see the surroundings of the area, right? Which the urban areas can't provide. So, and then our proposed one-stop shop operational will help the organization to ensure the customers against the risks that are normally associated with us outsourcing jobs, to enable the organization to execute jobs with a fair degree of precision, enforce quality control and insurance measures, deliver impeccable services, and conduct public relations audits to boost the organization on cash flow, productivity, and efficiency fronts, to create unique trading opportunities for theater arts performers, local artists, craftsmen, and the women that produce clay products and knitwear. Okay? To provide writers, thinkers, and planners with an all-one solution package that would fully meet their tourism and retreat requirement, as well to help create jobs for the local youth who have widely been seated as members of the society that are continuously gravitating away from their traditional lives towards the not so sustainable life of seeking employment in the urban areas. So our imagination is to build a large accommodation and conferencing facility with a high-tech equipment, an arena for theater arts, gardens that are adorned with rare ornamental plants, okay? And assortment of bird species that and breathtaking landscaping pattern. The ambience of a global competitive bush resort, a one-stop shop image that carries chalet, safari tent, and camping ground components. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hello?
Hello? Thank you. That's great. Will you stay on the line for a few questions? Okay, that was very good. Will you stay on the line for a few questions from our panel of experts? Who will go first?
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Gerald Lawless is going to ask you some questions.
Just a little bit of confusion in terms because the video keeps coming and going. So when you mention accommodation, what exactly does that comprise of? What is it? You said accommodation and a conference area.
It's a plot with accommodation, tented accommodation, with a small chalets and a camping site, campground on the other side. This is to cater for those, like we are along the Kachikau and Ngoma Road, whereby it leads Savuti clients to Chobe National Park. As they're passing through, you find that maybe the Chobe National Park is closed at 6, so they'll be able to stop over at our places to use our facilities.
Night. I'm asking, can this actually stay overnight? For the night?
For the night,
I just wanted
2
to
nights,
understand
or 3 nights.
Okay, fine. No, just trying to understand the actual concept. And how much in total is it going to cost?
We're looking roughly at 3 million pulas, looking at the size of a conference facility you want to build, because looking at the current time now, there's no conference facility between in the Chobe enclave anyway. If there's a meeting or the president is having a meeting there, there's nowhere they can go to that conference facility. So everything is done in Kasane. So we're looking at the bigger picture which can accommodate many people. Instead of going to Kasane or going to Francistown, they can think of, no, we can go to Chobe Enclave. While you are there, you'll be sitting by the riverfront and you'll be looking at the animal roaming around, just passing by you. And that also give you a good picture.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Christine. Thank you so much for joining us online.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so next up we have Koi Sands Resort and Leisure Park, and the presentation will be done by Cabo Matalhabafahiri. I do apologize. And then you are the Managing Director of Koi Sands Resort and Leisure Park. If you would like to say your name again properly, that, yeah. Okay, great.
Can you hear me? Hello? Good afternoon. I'm going to, let me just say, I'm the director and the founder of Koi Sands Resort and Leisure Water Park. I'm going to tell you why Koi Sands Resort has been created and who's going to benefit from it. Okay. I'm going to tell you why Koi Sands was created and who's going to benefit from it. The word Koi, the 3 letters, the K is my name, which means Kabo. Kabo means to give. The O stands for Unele. Unele is my girlfriend. She is the mother to my daughter. It means receive. Mike, oh, okay. Okay, sorry. And then the I is our princess. She's called Itumeleng, which means be happy. So it means we give, people receive, and then they become happy. And then on Koi is a game in Botswana. It's a game in Botswana. It's a skipping rope that is held at the ends by 2 people, and that one person or many people or 3 or whatever number, they will skip when the people on the ends are rotating the skipping rope. So what does Koi brings? It brings rest, entertainment, sport, and tourism. Tourism in Botswana is fast growing. Sorry?
3 minutes.
Yes. Oh, no. Okay, sorry. Just 3
minutes.
3 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let me just be quick. Koi was created because there's a problem of Botswana are traveling a lot. They are going to neighboring countries just to seek for leisure. So That's why COI was created in the first place. In the second place, Botswana is losing a lot of money because so many people are going outside the country just for leisure, to go do what? Seek for something that you just saw its video. So we are looking at, I'll try to speed up because of the time, I don't have time. What we are looking at is, I'll give you the model. We are going to make money through ticket sales, lodging, attractions, farm produce, conference facilities, and rentals, and events. Rentals, I mean, we are going to have around 12 retail outlets. We are going to have renting of vehicles. We are going to have renting of compounds. What we are looking at, we are looking at 260 million pula, 260 million pula. Our expenditure for the projection that we did is, the expenditure is 19,031,064.
Yes.
And then the second year is 43,506,179. For the third year, it will be 50,032,000 and 50,032,106. The net profit will be 15% for 1 year. This money, we are going to use it for architectural drawings, construction, purchasing of equipment, salaries, insurances, and all the like. I'm sorry, but the video took my time, so I was trying to speed up.
That's great, thank you. Okay, please stay here. You might get a question from our panel of experts. Here you go.
I forgot your name is Kay, right? You're looking for 260 million.
260 million, sir.
What is your security?
Hold the mic close to your mouth.
Sorry. We are, we have land. We have, in that land, we have drilled a borehole. It has got fresh, clean water. It has an estimated capacity of 21 cubic meters per hour of water. I don't know if I've answered you.
What's the value, the value of your land vis-a-vis the loan? You're looking for a loan, or you're looking for an equity partner? You're looking for somebody to give you 260, or somebody comes and say, I want shares and I can put X?
That's a good question, sir. We are looking for a lender or investor or both. Yeah.
And the value of your land and borehole with 21 cubic liters per month, per hour, what's the value of the land that you have now?
Unfortunately, that's a good question. Unfortunately, we haven't yet valued the plot. We are in the process of valuing it.
Thank you. Yes, Gerald.
Yeah, just to ask, it looks like a very interesting complex, and really something that will be very different, very new. Do you have, or have you applied for planning permission from the authorities? Have you got the go-ahead in terms of the permission to build such a construction?
Yes, we have the building permits.
And would you expect any grant or any kind of aid from the authorities?
Do I expect what? Sorry, sir?
Would you expect any contribution from the government, from the authorities, cash-wise?
Contribution for the authorities?
From the government.
Like the government?
Are there any grants available? That's what I'm asking.
Yes, please. Yes, I do expect contribution from the authorities. Yeah, because authorities could be, I don't know if I'm understanding his question well, that authorities, is it being the Khotla, the council? Yeah, yes, please. No, not contribution. like being, when you build this kind of project, you need to inform authorities like the Khotla, the Khosi, and everything. That's why I thought of the contribution. The project site is at Botlapatong. Botlapatong, just 47 kilometers from Lepolula. Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much for your presentation.
I'm sorry, the 3 minutes was a bit small. But
Don't
anyway,
worry, no problem. Thank you very much. Okay, our next project is Space Solutions Luxury Camp with a conference center. And this will be presented by Precious Jeremiah, who is the Managing Director of Space Solutions Limited. Welcome. Your 3 minutes starts now.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Refilwe. I'm the Managing Director of Space Solutions. Thank you. While I'm waiting for my slide to show, currently I'm providing self-catering accommodation. So as I'll be presenting my campsite proposal, I'm already started to pitch myself and to learn more about accommodation projects. Space Solutions is 100% women, Botswana based. It's owned by a woman. As you can see, I'm the director. And I've already secured land in Muchenje, which is within the Chobe National Park. And my intention is to offer some cottages with, okay. Sorry about that. Let me put everything there together. My intention is to offer 15 cottages as well as 5 executive rooms and 10 tented areas. And one thing that is going to be extensive and different from other campsites in the whole area is that I'm intending to incorporate sports. Like I want to have tennis courts that are there, because already right now I know one of the resort there, which is Moana, offers golf. So I want to diversify and get into tennis. And then another thing, I'm a clinical social worker and substance use specialist. I will also be providing health and wellness programs there, especially wilderness therapy. So that is one thing that if you choose us, you will be able to get into that space, because right now in Botswana we have a lot of substance use and there are no more, we have less programs that are offering therapy. So that will be something that is distinctive about my area. So here are some projections about my project, that in 2024 the intention is to raise at least 2,353,587, and in 2027 it would have grown by 4,308,222, which is the expected revenue of 10% increment annually, and expenses are expected to increase by 5% annually. So when I do for 47% occupation rate, the expected monthly revenue of the whole area will be about 970,204. And for me to be able to do this project, I'm asking for 6,320,000, which is about less than $600,000. And I also show the sustainability position there, that we intend to use the solar energy to implement the water conservations and water reduction and recycling and preserving the biodiversity. So we look forward to partnering with you as we take this journey, because we will be starting right from beginning. It's a 1 hectare, it's a 1 hectare plus area that we managed to secure. Thank you very much.
Well done, that's great. Thank you. So do we have some questions from our panel of experts? Mr. Nkube?
Thank you so much. 1 hectare. What's the value of your land?
Currently, the value is valued at 500,000.
500,000.
Yes.
And what is your target market?
The target market, I'm intending to target people who are the mice, because there's a conference facility over there as well. I'm intending to target people who are into the cultural events. I will be targeting the young people, as I mentioned that I'll be providing wilderness therapy. I'm targeting people who are into nature and who are into enjoying the beauty of Botswana.
So 49% will be your local target market. Or we're looking at 60% will be your local target market?
You mean the local people?
Yes. When I say local, I'm talking about local.
Oh, local,
yeah, and we can even zoom it to regional target market.
Yes. Currently, the overall occupancy around Kasane right now in 2022, statistics show that the average occupancy has been about 66.1%. And the overall 37 occupancy rate is assumed for the camps in that area, including the international and the locals. Unfortunately, I couldn't find statistics that were specific for the locals. But I believe with vigorous marketing, like as we know nowadays we use technology to market and attract people, definitely I want to see Botswana going for camping. And that is why I also have cottages, because Botswana say, I can't sleep in a tent. We grew up from humble beginning, and I don't want to sleep in a tent. So that's why I made sure that there are also some cottages to cater for those kind of people. Thank you.
Great, thank you very
Just
much. Mr.
one
Kabine.
question. You are looking at a 1,000-seater conference facility, and you are within the Chobe Game Park,
Yes.
which closes gates at 6 o'clock. How do you plan to manage this? If you look at the time, yesterday we left here at after 6 o'clock. So we would not be allowed in the park at that time. How do you plan managing that? In other words, are you talking to the authorities to see if the times will change along the way? The other thing is you're looking at tennis as opposed to golf, as you said. Address me why tennis as opposed to golf, just for interest's sake.
I'm a mother of two, and my kids opted for tennis. And I want to see them, like, as somebody earlier talked about passing the legacy. I want to be able to see my kids run in this area, and because they already have shown interest in tennis, that is why, as a parent, to encourage them in that area. Another one about the closure, currently I have done my market, authorities are able to make exemptions. When we know exact time when our guests are coming, there are some forms that I filled for people who come after hours. However, I will also be working with local accommodating companies within Kasane. Because as you can see, I haven't put any cost to say I'll be having a car for game driving, I'll be having a boat, because some people already have mentioned that. I will be collaborating with those so that they can also have a piece of what I'm offering. Thank you.
Just to add to Mr. Kabini's question about the 1,000-people conference centre, what happens if you get a conference booking from outside for, say, 700 people? Can they be accommodated in all the other accommodations? Are there enough rooms in the area to look after all these people? And can the infrastructure cope with something as big as that?
When I made this proposal, I also put in factor my competitors around, because I cannot work alone. Already there's Mochenje campsite not too far from me. There's other campsites that are not too far from me. I believe in sharing a big piece of cake with others.
No, I'm not saying you shouldn't share, but I'm asking, is there enough capacity amongst your competitors to be able to accommodate a big conference? Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. That was great. Thank you. And the next presentation is the Cultural Village in Kazungula, and it is presented by Anasia Mbanga, who is the founder and director of Bait Investments. and also the Comfort Palace Guest House. Welcome back to the stage. I'll start your timer.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me? Oh, this one. Hello, good afternoon. I will start by giving you a scenario of my place, how it will be. Imagine a place where the beauty of nature is celebrated and protected. A place where culture, tradition are celebrated and passed on to the next generation. Imagine a place where visitors can experience the best of what Botswana have to offer while respecting the land and the people who live there. That place is a unique place. And this place is in the middle of 4 countries in Kazungula, Botswana, where 4 countries meet: Botswana, Zambia, Zimbabwe, and Namibia. And that is where our cultural village will be situated. Thank you. My name is Anisha Mbanga, as already stated. I have been in the tourism business in Kasane for the past 11 years. I'm running a facility by the name Comfort Palace. And people who are in Botswana currently, from October until April, for my facilities, I'm fully booked. Meaning, showing that Kasane has got the market for tourists and for both the local market and the international market. Now, for my experience, I've realized one thing. More especially my international customers, they mostly take 3 days in Kasane. After 3 days, they would like to do something different apart from seeing animals and going to the Vic Falls. So what we do usually for my clients, I refer them to Namibia to do something for cultural. So now I decided now I'm going to start the cultural village. That's why I am here. This one shows the guest houses that I'm already operating. I'm running after the minutes. Our cultural village will be showcasing the unique culture of the Basubia, the Basara, and the Bananja, and the area of Chobe. And, oops. And the culture in Chobe is so diverse. We've got people of Basubia dancing. We have them with a special dance. We have them doing weaving. We have them, oops. Oh my God, what have I done? So we see the people of the music, they do dancing. This is the culture that we want to showcase. We have cultural games like Koi, the one that you can see here. We also have cultural dance of both Basubia and the Basara. So these are we want to make a package whereby people, they come and see the whole culture of the Chobe district, the whole culture of Chobe being showcased in one area, including the 20 chalets that we will be building. And those chalets, it will be in the form of a round hut that showing the accommodation type in the Chobe area. Thank you.
Thank you, Anicia. Now, our panel of experts.
Yes, ma'am. How much are you looking for?
Oh, thank you so much.
If you want people to invest, or how much shares are you offering?
I am currently having a 1 hectare plot, which I'm already starting to develop. Last month, I started by putting up a borehole which has got a 5 cubic meter of water in there. Last week, I started fencing the area. I am looking for any investor who is having passion with cultural village or who is having an interest in my business to come and invest at least 30% of the not 30%, 50% of the money that I need. I need 5 million. 5 million pula, I'm sorry, which is about $500 or $400.
Okay, thank you.
Any other question?
Thank you so much. A very good presentation, which I believe that what sets us apart as a continent, it's our diversity and it's our culture, showcasing who we are. Your current capacity, you're saying you many times you are overbooked or you fully booked in most cases. What is the capacity now?
Right now, I've got 10 rooms with a 100-seater restaurant.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. No, that's brilliant.
And the other thing that I forget for Chobe area, I like giving back to the community. And I believe if I get the chance to do this other project again, I'll be able to give back to the poor community of the Chobe area. Like right now, I have, usually every time I select one destitute child from Form 1 until university. Right now, I am taking care of a student who is finishing her final year in university. Then next year, I'll be picking up another student.
Wow. Will you be ready to give a stake to the community in terms of shareholding?
Sorry?
Will you be able to give a stake back to the community in terms of
of
shareholding?
course.
And what are you looking at?
What I'm looking at is, like, for example, the Basobia people are very, very good in music. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make sure that I find groups of people who can do the dancing, and in return, they will be getting paid. And I'll be having, like, the Masarwa person to come and teach people how to make fire with stones. And in return, that person will be getting paid. All aspect of culture that is going to be done there. Whoever is going to be a stakeholder, either weavers will be weaving, then we'll be having a curio shop where they sell their products.
I would just like to say that, first of all, congratulations. I think that you're doing what we believe
Sorry, can you try to...
We believe
your
that
accent is too difficult to understand.
Are you talking to me? Can you hear me now?
Yes, please.
It's the way that monitors, it's very hard to hear. No, what I'm trying to say is that I would congratulate you because you're doing what tourism is so much about, bringing it back to the community. You've already proven that you know how to do business. You have a very successful business operation as it is. And I wish you every success because I think that you will succeed because you've got a great project. So well done.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's wonderful. Okay. Oops. Thank you so much. Now, I think that about wraps it up. We have one last project, but I'm not sure if they are here. The Bright Allure Botanical Garden. Are we here? If you're here, raise your hand. If not, okay, that wraps up our Dragon's Den style session. And thank you to everyone who presented, because it must be very nerve-wracking to come up here before a big audience and it's live streamed. So I congratulate you all to everyone who presented. Thank you very much. And in the interest of time, we can move on to our next session. So we're talking about enabling investments in tourism SMEs in Botswana. So, Mr. Nkube, please stay there, because we also have Cuthbert Nkube, who is from the Africa Tourist Board. Thank you, Mr. Lawless. And we're also joined by Michaela Powell-Rees, who's the Managing Director of Rira Partner. And this is a boutique advisory firm based in Botswana, offering corporate finance, risk consulting, and management consultant services. And lastly, we have Kaziso Koyabe, which is Head of Business Development Services at Business Botswana. Thank you very much for joining us. That's great. I might pop over here and take a seat myself. So let's talk about SMEs, because banks in Botswana have been very supportive of SMEs in the tourism industry, even in uncertain times during the COVID pandemic. But with the recovery of the industry, how can banks extend their support, especially to new ventures and innovative initiatives? This session will cover the issues pertaining to the gap to be bridged between SMEs in quest of finance and potential investors, and how policies can help Botswana's SMEs benefit from foreign direct investment. So let's kick off. Investing in tourism SMEs, small to medium enterprises, is often perceived as quite a risky business. How can they change this perception? Should we start off with Mr. Koyabe? Can you tell me a bit about Business Botswana, and what do you think? Is it a risky perception?
All right, thank you for the introduction, and thank you for having us here. It's been an amazing summit so far. I've learned quite a bit. Business Botswana is an employers organization which also acts as a chamber of commerce in the industry. What we are best known for really is our role as an advocacy body and creating platforms for business to be able to interact with policymakers, lawmakers, and other stakeholders in the private sector. Fortunately for us, within our membership, we also have those commercial banks. We also have parastatals that we work with that support enterprises. And I think we will all, well, most of us will agree, as some of the discussions that mentioned earlier, is that one of the key things that we are trying to achieve is to de-risk, right? Issues around funding SMMEs. Mm-hmm. And a large part of that is working on the quality of human capital within those businesses. In other industries, especially in tech, as to draw an example, investors always talk about how they invest in people. Yes, we want a good solution, we want a profitable business, but we want to make sure that we have the right people to drive those forward, who are capable of carrying out that work and who have the necessary skill sets. So as Business Botswana, other things that we do is to come up with training programs, initiatives, and capacity building. Coincidentally enough, we're just about to launch an intervention into the hospitality sector, which we had initially designed in partnership with the African Development Bank. And just before rolling it out, we took out a survey with one of the local universities, Botswana University, in the areas in which we were aiming on supporting. Of course, working closely with HATAP, the sector association, who is the head of the sector council for tourism. And we discovered that while the interventions that we were coming up with were rightly channeled at the staff that interacts with the tourists the most, we found that if we wanted to drive mindset and service change, we really had to get the buy-in of the owners. And so that has affected how our program is structured, but it also guarantees that at least whatever interventions we introduce to improve the competitiveness of those businesses is actually taken up by the business and is not just seen as, an exercise in futility. We do know that there's a lot of enterprise support organizations that are assisting businesses with issues around their bookkeeping, issues around understanding their market, who exactly are they selling to and who is their target market, what are their concerns, what are their interests, what are their apprehensions and sensitivities. One clear one that came through the course of the summit is the climate change issues and being responsible in that manner. And these are the things that we have to now inculcate our SMEs to understand that for the tourist of the future, this is a primary concern. And working that into their business plans, working that into their strategies, and working that into the development of other services on the fringes of their business.
Okay, great. Michaela, do you deal with a lot of SMEs, and do you think investing in these businesses is deemed risky?
So Carmen, I completely agree. It is, investment in SMEs is definitely risky, but we can always mitigate risk. And so how do we do that? I think is very important, and I think Kahiso talked to it. You know, in Botswana, we're on a drive at the moment around mindset change, and that means owners really having a good understanding of their business plans and being able to present to the bank something that is bankable. You know, we're very fortunate in Botswana. We've got a great financial services sector. We've got banks who are very supportive of SMEs. They want to give them money. We've got liquidity in the market, for sure. But I think one of the best ways that you can de-risk is by actually getting professional advice and understand that it is necessary. You on SMMEs, especially, you know, owner-managed businesses, are run by great operators, especially bankable ones. But sometimes they may not have the financial acumen or the financial skills to be able to really assess a project, see if it's financially viable. And so therefore they need to go and employ the services of people like ourselves who can help them get to the stage of, is this project actually feasible before we take it to a bank? And I think in Botswana, it's an area that, you know, we definitely need to build capacity in. And I think it's an area that is definitely acknowledged by our government, which is great, and an area that they are looking to improve in. So yes, I do agree with you, it is risky, but I think there's definitely mitigations that can be put in place.
That's great. I'd like to bring in Cuthbert and Kube. From an African tourism perspective, in the wider role, what do you think about SMEs and how should we foster their growth here without having the perception that they're a risky investment?
Yes, the riskiness. Walking down the street, it's risky, but we walk anyhow. Driving down the streets, there are risks involved, but we drive anyhow. So in terms of SMEs, which is very fundamental, even within the African Union, I mean, agenda items embedded on their visions and objectives, they are focusing on building SMEs. Africa, for our sustainability in terms of investment and also in terms of tourism, we need to support the value chain, which is our SMEs. That is why when you look at, as African Tourism Board, we are saying we haven't explored much in terms of investment in Africa. We haven't started appreciating what we have, the low-hanging fruits that we need to tap in. As I indicated that when you look at your booking.coms, we have so many young people, genius, IT guys, who are supposed to be developing their own mechanisms here in Africa so that we have our own channels where the dollarization does not go out of this continent but stays within. Those are hanging fruits. We have always said as African Tourism Board, in terms of our value chains, supply, we want to see cooperatives in Africa, here in Botswana, where we even supply bedding in all our hotels. Why would I go and sleep on a sheet that has been imported from China? Don't we have expertise who can do that? We can do so here in Africa. So we need to come with mechanisms to say, how do we start to develop cooperatives and synergy among us ourselves? Remember, we are here in Botswana. We live here, but let's focus and think beyond the borders of Botswana. Let's think beyond the borders of this region. Let's think even beyond the borders of our continent. There is so much that is in store, whereby we can leave a good legacy at the end of the day.
You've raised a very good point there, that it's not just the tourism industry when we think of hotels and tour operators. It's the textile industry who provides the bed sheets. Is there incentives from financial institutions and the government that you're seeing that this is being promoted as well? Even the motoring industry and the solar-powered renewables industry. Is this something that is being promoted? Kagiso, maybe? Is this something that you're seeing?
I think at the moment there are actually quite a few overlapping policies that support exactly what Cuthbert is speaking to. Whether there's synergy in the application or not is a different discussion. However, with the promotion of local produce, production of local horticultural produce, I know the ITC is here, but I know we've closed the borders for a few issues, a few products, including even in the textile industry. Now, while these policies are done primarily to support the agricultural sector or the manufacturing sector, there's a clear linkage to sectors such as hospitality, where, as Kapela says, all we need to do is form deliberate linkages between these sectors, deepen the value chain and widen the areas of impact. I mean, even when we look at the percentage of farmers who are women in some of those areas around the touristic areas, you realize that there's an opportunity there, not only to bring them together for the purposes of supply to the hotels, but we know, Botswana will know quite well that traditionally women in Botswana also form collective savings groups. Now, there might be an opportunity there in the early stages of development of these enterprises where these collective investment groups can help de-risk or center the risks closest to them. That way you're involving the community and you're also diversifying the financial instruments that can be available. And then what we would then need to do is maybe look at expanding the current citizen guarantee program to support and protect those collective groups, to encourage their investment. At the moment, a lot of those groups are really just for saving purposes or groceries, but they are evolving. They are evolving into buying property, they're evolving into getting into business, and what we need to do is create a business case for them for the tourism sector as well.
How easy is this to do? How easy is this to implement, to get everyone to collaborate in periphery industries?
Can I piggyback?
Yes.
I think there's a good example, although it's quite a large example, is the supplier development programs that are developed in the mining sector, for example. They've been able to, cut across many different sectors. They've been able to work in partnership with many other programs, many other government entities, private entities, to ensure that SMMEs, youth, women are involved in the mining value chain. And what we need to do is to see how we can replicate these across other sectors. In other regions of the world, we do have supply development programs in textiles and various others. And I think if we start with a few champions of the sector, then we can draw people in.
Yes. Michaela, what do you think about this?
I think in Botswana specifically, if you look at our luxury lodge operators who operate in a very remote area of Botswana, obviously it's in their interest to be able to procure as much as they can within a close remit of their operations. Botswana has been exceptionally good in the recent years at promoting procurement from citizen-owned entities. And we've seen in the work that we do that many of these operators try and purchase as much as they possibly can from either local suppliers or suppliers who are closer to them, which means that obviously they're trying to import less. And yesterday I saw a great example. Kim Nixon was on the platform yesterday, and he said to me, I came across a bee man. And I looked at him and I said, Kim, you came across a bee man? He said, yes, he's got bees and he produces honey. So I asked him, how much honey can you produce? Because we use a lot of honey in our camps. And I think that is a great example of really trying to support startup SMMEs. But I think what's also important to note is when you're operating in a luxury sector, which Botswana is very well known for, and it's what we pride ourselves on, is that you need continuity of supply, you need consistency of quality, and you need to make sure ultimately that that business is not going to let you down.
Right.
And so as much as, we've got policy that encourages and in some way prohibits bringing in from outside of Botswana, we also need to make sure that we are not letting down the businesses who need those supplies.
Right, and how easy is it to get these businesses on board? Cuthbert, do you think looking regionally, have you seen examples outside of Botswana and things that we could emulate here?
Look, we have always said tourism is a broad-based sector that incorporates quite a number of sectors within our governments. And we have also noted, as I said, that we haven't tapped much within our continent and taken advantage of what we have. For example, simple things as your sports tourism, which is a multi-trillion dollar business. And when you look at other continents, they are benefiting so much with soccer, utilizing.
Could we get the World Cup here?
And unfortunately, when you look at Liverpool, when you look at Madrid, when you look at all the big players, 90% of your stars, they are coming from Africa.
They are indeed.
Why are we not standing up and saying, look, as Africa, what is it that we can develop within our continent that will rotate among us, all member states, so that we preserve what we have and we keep our expertise within? At one stage, I wasn't feeling well when I was in London. And then I went to one of the hospitals, mega hospital. Guess what? The doctors who treated me, they were from Nigeria, from Africa. We have it all. But the problem we have, we don't appreciate ourselves. So there is a need for a change of attitude. And this goes beyond the SMEs we are talking about. It goes to our government. They need to have a will and a drive to have synergy. The public sector and the private sector, they should join hands. In all our deliberations here, brilliant ideas that are coming out of here. But if our public sector does not have the will to drive this African agenda, next year, we'll still be discussing the very same issues. Our SMEs having problems of accessing funds. But I'm so happy with Botswana. Especially the minister, unfortunately, she has stepped out here. And I want to really plead with each and every one of us here. Greater things are coming in Botswana. A lot of public relations have been done. She has been working tirelessly behind the scene to position Botswana as a destination, preferred destination of choice, both for investment. That's why we are celebrating this summit. So we are planting a seed. It is your responsibility to stand up, position yourself. That's why my concern to see men coming here presenting their projects. And when you look at our sisters, it's almost 0.1% who came to present there. It is time to position yourself. It is time to claim your space. And it is time to talk to our policymakers. If we talk about developing Africa, what is it that we're talking about? They need to shape up. They need to play their part so that together we can move forward. Yes, it can be done. We've got quite a number of good case studies. Let's emulate, let's pollinate from those who have walked ahead of us so that we can then take the good practices that will progress us, that will move us, that will shift us, that will sustain our communities, that will build our businesses.
Yes, I totally agree. And I think that this conference in itself is definitely the first step in that public-private partnership. And hopefully we can keep the momentum going. But I think the main takeaway that SMEs here will want to know is what's the best advice, how can they get ahead, and what's the best way that they can access funds. So shall we start first with you, Michaela? How shall we wrap that up?
So I'm going to give you an example, and I'm sure it's a person that many of you know in Botswana. His name is Bexing Glovu. He's the founder of African Bush Camps. And I just want to quote what he said when people asked him of his success. And he says, "It was a gradual journey. It was a lifetime's worth of investment, and he showed gratitude for those who crossed his path and believed in him." These Botswana stories are not unique. So for all of those seeking funding, understand that it doesn't come easy. People are not here to just write you a check or to just give you money. It involves hard work. It involves making sure that your business plan can be torn apart and that you can justify it. It means that whilst we have a very great tourism policy in Botswana, it has to meet the boxes, it has to give back to communities, it has to protect our environment. Understand that it needs to make money if you're looking for an investor. And it is a risk. So make sure that you anticipate the questions that are coming to you, get advice, and ultimately do things properly. and really cover your bases. So this will also make sure that you know, and starting any business is tough. You speak to any entrepreneur, many of them have stories of the hardships that they've faced, including myself. Know that it's going to take time, it's not going to happen overnight. So when you're looking at raising funding, make sure your business case can be torn apart and that you can answer for everything in it. Because if you don't, someone else is going to.
Right. Well, that's sound advice. And Michaela, do you think investors from outside of Botswana, can this be done from outside of Botswana, or do you need to physically be here?
So I'll give you a great example, and I'm not sure if it's it's a transaction that's been in the worldwide press, and I was honored enough to work on it. We were the sell-side advisors for the local founders of Kavanga Engineering, which is a business which refurbishes and, it modifies and converts safari vehicles. This family started their business from scratch in Botswana, and they came to us when they were looking at a disposal. And a long story short, it was bought out by Sir Jim Ratcliffe. And through Ineos Automotive, it's a vehicle called the Grenadier. There's a beautiful manufacturing facility up in Maun. And that business, we are 100% sure it's going to continue to expand. This was a citizen-owned Botswana business for many, many years. And why do we flag that transaction as a success? Because Sir Jim Ratcliffe got his team on the ground in Botswana to work with management. He got them to understand the landscape. He got them to understand the difficulties we face. He got them to understand the challenges. And I myself, I remember spending a lot of time with, the equivalent of our advisors on the other side, really getting them to understand our unique challenges. So yes, my advice is, you can't make an investment, I don't think personally, from Botswana sitting on the other side, just looking at the textbook. Come. Understand the landscape, understand how we do things, because then you'll know how to address the risks that concern you most.
Okay, great. And Kagiso, what's your best advice for SMEs out there?
All right. For me, I think the big one is do more to understand your market. Do the research, and research is not just, confirming your own biases from your surroundings. Find out from the people who come from the markets that you're targeting. Like many have mentioned here, there's a lot of support from both public and private sector, and how the support can aid you is that they can help you get to information. They can help put you in the rooms to have discussions with those type of peoples, but you need to do your research. You need to understand exactly who you're targeting, and you need to then build backwards from there. And another big thing is, when you're looking for money, you need to understand that this is somebody's hard-earned money. They don't have to give it to you. They want returns. So the best thing you can do when you've got a 3-minute presentation or a 1-minute presentation is you've already got it in your minds. You know what are the concerns that you've probably shied away from including in your presentation, but be as transparent and honest as possible and try to mitigate some of those questions that investors and financiers will always have. And lastly, I would say, build the right team. Sole proprietors are seen as a very risky investment, and I'd be surprised if any investor still invests in a sole proprietor business. And remember that 100% of nothing is nothing. Be willing to give away equity, but be careful. Like our colleagues have said, it's a long journey. You will have a couple of stages along the way. And even our colleague from Stanbic Bank said in the morning, that first stage, not a lot of financiers are going to touch you. But there are other options. Of course, there's venture capital, but there's a budding angel network that is growing in Africa. We've seen angels from different countries collaborating to invest even in a country like Botswana. So there's opportunities out there for funding at different phases. You just have to know what you're looking for at that moment, what you're willing to pay, what you can pay for that, and where it will take you and what you will need for the next step.
Great, thank you. And Cuthbert and Kuve, what is your best advice for SMEs out there looking for investment?
Thank you so much. I'm an advocacy that says life is all about risk. When you get into a flight in a plane, you put your safety belt there. you go through turbulences, and the captain says, please sit down, put your safety belt on. It's all about risk. There is no guarantee that the flight will land in Addis, but we have that faith. So we need to create in our minds, especially focusing on our institutions. I know, especially from the black point of view, our SMEs, they still have a challenge in accessing funds. Because most of these institutions, they are not our institutions as Africans. So we need to have a shift of mentality. Let's be prepared. I'm happy that most of our colleagues from the government, they are affirming, even the president, the vice president, affirming the support. Let it not be a lip service, but let us walk the journey. Yes, I totally agree that when you present your presentation, your concept document, it has to be well elaborated. It needs to answer questions before those questions are even articulated. Let's make it, and also let's learn to work as a team. That's my plea. When you look at the presentations that we have, it looks like all of our colleagues, they were sitting in one room, and there was a lecturer was going through the opportunities in Botswana, the tolls, and everybody is looking at developing what the next presenter is developing. We need to be proudly enough to get together, be proud of ourselves, support one another, and most probably come up with cooperatives, as I've indicated. These are low-hanging fruits. You present that document to any institution, they will definitely realize that there is an opportunity, and they will be able to support. And coming to Botswana, Botswana's central location in the southern region, it puts them at an advantageous situation, because you're looking at the 4 other member states who are surrounding Botswana. When we talk about the intra-Africa trade, that means access of trade from these other nations. So the opportunities are vast. The African Union, actually, they are coming up with a funding system that will be looking at how best can they assist our SMEs. As I indicated, that we don't have our financial institutions. Even the Afrizimbank, who are doing a marvelous work towards assisting our continents, we are not having a good supporting system. So by so doing, I'm pleading with each and every one of us here who desire to be a businesswoman, a business, position yourself, know your story, prepare yourself, and make sure that you take advantage of all these grand opportunities that are ahead of us. And I'm so glad that in closing, that our engagement here, they are not only being televised here in Botswana, but it's across the globe. So that's why we are positioning this beautiful jewel of Africa to make sure that prepare yourselves. Let's have enough infrastructure in terms of accommodation, in terms of hosting big conferences and mines as well. That's what Rwanda has done. That's what Cape Town has done. Why can't we emulate and pollinate some of those beautiful practices and preparations for greater things that are coming to Botswana? We are making it, and we will make sure that we make it. I want to applaud the organizers of this great event. Ibrahim has just gone out. It has been a mission, working hard behind the scene. But during that process, positioning this beautiful destination. So together, we can do so much. Segmented, we are bound to fail. Unity of purpose, let's move together. We can go thus far.
Thank you, Cuthbert and Kube. I think that's definitely been a theme for this summit, hasn't it? Collaboration, partnership, not only financial and economic collaboration, social collaboration. We should all support each other, and you're all so supportive. Also, do your research, get your numbers correct, be here, be present, know your market, seek advice, and above all, collaborate. So let's hope, I'm sure this opportunity will not be lost. We will position ourselves here in Botswana for this time next year. We'll be stronger and better, and there'll be even more investment in the country. So thank you very much for joining us, and my esteemed panel, Michaela, Cuthbert, and Kagiso, thank you.
Thank you so much, Carmen. Carmen Roberts there, moderating and facilitating the two sessions that we had this afternoon. It's been an action-packed, content-packed 2 days, and my job, among many, is to really wrap up what the 2 days have really been about. But before I go there, I'd really like to take a moment to congratulate the presentations, the businesses, the individuals who came up here and presented their businesses. A round of applause to them, because first of all, it takes a lot to stand here and have 3 minutes to talk about your business in 3 minutes. So congratulations to them, to all the businesses that came up to talk about the businesses. And just to really look back a little bit, these businesses, if you remember, have a bit of agritourism, cultural villages. We had tour operators as well. We heard from botanical gardens all the way to luxury camps offerings. Projects that really show and remind us the sheer diversity that a single industry can offer. And all were bidding for big business to take them on. Surely this is inspiring. A round of applause for that as well. Now, as I close, let me remind you that over the last 2 days, we've heard high-level discussions on topics that touch on pivotal issues regarding Botswana's tourism industry. The need to consolidate ideas and ideals for a cohesive regional tourism ecosystem, air connectivity, and our link to the outside world as a major drive to allowing feet into Botswana. We heard a conversation that highlighted why you should be interested in investing in Botswana from a broader tourism perspective, and even heard from those who have brought investment into the country and are living and breathing the experience and the dream, as it were. In the same breath, we were invited to discover Botswana beyond its majestic and natural beauty, but to also put our money where our mouths are, and this is part of the conversation that just happened here, and to seed opportunities with the goal being to grow both business, country, and human capital. The question of how fast and agile we are in adapting to and with technology, as well as adapting to the new and evolving guest of the future. Questions have been put forth over the last 2 days, not only to be answered over these 2 days, but to go and deliberate, investigate, and further challenge the entire industry to work better together, support, nurture, give access to, and to continue to grow Botswana's beautiful natural resource after diamonds. Now, for me personally, 2 amongst many stand out for me. A request by His Honor the Vice President that we go forth and be ambassadors for this incredible industry and its people. And I would like to echo the words that Mr. Ngube just said now. Position yourselves. Be ready, because greater things are coming. Collaborate. There's strength in numbers. Support each other, because without you and the next person, there is no tourism industry. Ladies and gentlemen, we have finally come to the end of the summit. I do believe there's a bit of information intake fatigue, so I'm going to allow the day to end. But let me remind you that BTO is conducting an evaluation survey to determine the impact of the investment summit. We would like your feedback. Please remember to fill out the survey. The link has already been sent out to you, so ensure that you help us with that as much as possible. Bagaetso, thank you so much for your audience over the last 2 days. Thank you for your contributions. Thank you to all the moderators. Thank you to all the facilitators for contributing. Thanks to you for being a part of this incredible, incredible summit. I invite you to a little bit more networking and, of course, the culture night this evening at the National Museum. Make sure that you have your outfits ready, your dancing shoes off, and be ready to exchange business cards as well. My name is Tsapontole Hall. It's been a great pleasure hosting you this afternoon. Ke a leboha. Thank you.